Hey guys, welcome to our Fit Family. I just have a couple of tips for you today around what are some good snacks to pack and take with you if you're going to be away from home for an extended period of time. I think one of the biggest keys to staying on track with any of the meal plans that Beachbody offers, but especially the 21-day fix, is making sure that you don't go too long in between each meal. So if you know you're going to have breakfast and then it's going to be a long time until you get to have lunch, you want to make sure that you include a couple of snack options with you throughout the day. Okay, so I'm just going to share with you what I typically have and some tips that you may want to consider. Okay, so first off, if you're going to be away from home and away from a fridge where you can store perishable items, I highly recommend you get an insulated lunch box or some sort of an insulated container to carry your food with you. One that's really popular is this type of bag called 6-pack bags. I just got this one, still has a tag on it. But the gist is that it's insulated and it actually holds multiple food containers so that you can pack up an entire lunch or day's worth of food and take it with you. So that's an awesome one. They're about $50, I think, for the bag, and they go up from there. So an insulated lunchbox would work just fine. Okay, so again, these are some tips that these are some meal ideas, snack ideas that I would typically use because they err on the side of not being perishable. So just in case you don't have access to a fridge or you don't have an insulated lunchbox, you can still use most of these snacks, okay? So number one, you knew this was coming, right? Number one is your Shakeology. This is by far the easiest way to get a quick meal, 200 calories, lots of nutrients in your stomach in about 2 minutes flat. Take your shaker cup with you, and if you're not using it for your shake, put some water in it. You need to be drinking water all day anyway. But if you're gonna make your shake on the road and you have no access to a blender, then fill this thing up with, I would say, 4 or 5 cubes of ice, water the rest of the way up, dump your shake in, shake it up really hard to get rid of all the lumps, and then drink it right away so that it's still cold and still fresh. But that's number one. Take your Shakeology with you. Even if you've already had one in a day, take a second one with you just in case. It's better to have a second one in the same day than it is to go hungry for a spell of time and then overeat at your next meal. Okay? That's number one. Number two is a variation on Shakeology. You've probably seen the recipe in our group, but if you haven't tried Shakeology Cookies yet, I highly recommend them. This is the chocolate Shakeology cookie recipe. I've made the cookies in ball form. I didn't flatten them out like cookies. Whatever, just takes one more step that I don't need to do. But this recipe is super simple. It's Shakeology, dry oatmeal, peanut butter, and honey mixed all together. You don't bake them. They do not need to be refrigerated. So there again, you can take them with you in the car. I always make a batch of those before I go on any road trip. They're super convenient, and again, the hardest thing you have to deal with those is not eating the whole box. You just want to have one, not 20 of them, okay? Tip number 3 is fruit. Fruit is one of the best snacks you can take with you, especially apples, bananas, oranges, really durable fruit that you can literally just grab and eat. The only thing that I want to say about this though is that you really want to pair, whenever you have a fruit item, you want to pair it with something else, whether a protein or a fat, so that the sugar from the fruit doesn't just spike up your blood sugar real quick and then go away and leave you hungry again in like an hour. So what I typically will do is, if I'm taking an apple with me for my snack, is I will pair this with a 21-day fixed approved portion of almonds. These are just plain raw almonds. Stick them in a baggie, throw them in your purse. That's really easy. The other option, again, if you have access to refrigeration or an insulated lunchbox, is to take a piece of cheese. Same thing, fruit and fat, okay? These little Baby Bell things are nice because they're individually wrapped. You're not gonna get cheese mushiness all over every place. And 2 of these is 1 serving, okay? Third or fourth option on snacks right now is a really easy one, is to take carrot sticks and the individually wrapped packets of hummus with you. I don't have any on hand to show you, but if you go to your grocery store, you can either get the big tub of hummus and put it into a little container, or they actually have them prepackaged in the small containers. But whether you get whole carrots and cut them up like I have, or you buy the baby carrots from the grocery store, either one works. Again, carrots don't need to be refrigerated. The hummus does. So keep that in mind. You want to put that in your insulated lunchbox. But it makes a great snack. And there again, it's a vegetable and a fat. So you're really going to get a balanced snack. Okay. A couple ideas on actual more substantial meals that you could take with you on the road if you needed to as well. One that I typically will do is I will take an undressed salad with me. So I'll get a to-go container, you know, just a simple, whatever, Tupperware. I'm not going to cut it up and show you right now, but I'll fill it up with a couple handfuls of baby spinach. I'll cut up half a tomato and half a cucumber and throw it all into that container. When you fill this up, it basically makes about one green container on the 21-day fix. That's why I recommend putting it all in there together. Okay, so however much you can cram in there that you want. Those are basic vegetables, again, that do not need to be refrigerated. They can stay unrefrigerated for hours and be fine. That's your vegetable, okay? Then what I typically will take with me, and you can find these at your grocery store too, are these, what do you call it, vacuum packed packets of either salmon or tuna, versus if you were to get tuna in the can and you have to have a can opener and drain it and all that stuff. You don't want to do that. You want these pouches because you can just rip it open, dump out the juice, and then you can literally dump the canned salmon or tuna on your salad. There's a little bit of moisture in the meat, and so it actually creates a little bit of a dressing all on its own. But if you want to pack a little tub of salad dressing as well, I recommend oil and vinegar, again, because it doesn't need to be refrigerated. Okay, so that would make a really easy, healthy lunch that you could have on the go. The only thing you need to remember to pack is a fork if you plan to eat it. Okay, so that's great. If you have a chance to sit down and eat an actual salad, it's gonna really fill you up because you've got the vegetable and the protein combo. If you have even less time and you wanna prepare everything before you go, I highly recommend going old school with some peanut butter sandwiches. I recommend using these sandwich thins, okay? Because they are basically like eating one piece of bread cut lengthwise. So you're not using as many calories or containers if you're following the 21-day fix to still get that same sandwich effect. So literally, if you're following the fix, one of these is one yellow container, and I would use up 2 of my teaspoons putting peanut butter on them. So you basically just make a peanut butter sandwich. I don't recommend using jelly. It's not approved on any of the plans I've found. But what you can do is instead is take a container or a baggie of some sort of berries, right? Or you can, again, go back to the apple, go really old school, okay? So in that case, if you're gonna eat the peanut butter sandwich, you wanna pair it with some sort of a fruit or, you know, your carrot sticks or something like that. I typically like to pair it with like blueberries just because it gives me a little sweet flavor. Okay, so that's a couple lunch options and a couple of snack options. If you guys have any other ideas or questions about how you would take a personal favorite snack on the road, comment below and I will do my best to answer it. But otherwise, just tune back in for more tips and tricks on our meal plans here, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much.